I don't need no one to save me. I was born to be the greatest. All that time in that basement, all that time isn't wasted. Rapping getting faded. I just wanna tell my mom that I made it. Just wanna be the topic of the conversation. Used to rock the gold plated. Now I'm wearing gold chains like I'm famous.
I'm not gonna say what I was thinking, man, but I just can't believe it, man. Honestly, it's just it's I mean, things that you may think of, it's just unfathomable. You know what I'm saying? In our culture, I mean, I've seen guys drop their pregnant girlfriend off to get smashed. What kind of mentality? Seriously, I'm not even joking. I knew a brother. I knew a brother who had a fetish for pregnant chicks, man. And one time, you know, me and him was out, and the lady I was with, you know, we were sitting around drinking. I'm thinking the guy joking, right? And he said, hey, you know, he said, you got any pregnant girlfriends? And I'm laughing, you know, the girl is laughing.
Right.
Said, and she
like
actually,
or something.
Yeah, she said, are you serious? I said, yeah. Man, listen, next thing I know, the next day, this pregnant chick, very pregnant chick, came to the brother crib, smashed it. He tells me, I'm like, are you serious? And then I asked her, hey, did you hook my boy up with one of your pregnant girlfriends? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, Dad, I said, well, you know, well, where's the father of the baby? He said, she dropped him off. I'm like, huh? I said, are you serious?
What the wow.
And he was there for about 2 weeks, man. He smashed his girl for about 2 weeks. This pregnant chick. Yeah.
Wow.
That was, you know, I met my son mother in the United States, when she was pregnant, man. I mean, we just had this tumultuous relationship, you know, because it was really kind of a one night stand thing.
Yeah.
But I could never see me dropping off my son's mom to somebody while my son is incubating. You know what I'm saying? That, I mean, how do you wrap your mind around that? You know?
Yeah, I can't
even do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not because I'm old, because I couldn't even think of that when I was 19, 20, when she was pregnant. You know, I can't wrap my mind around certain shit.
Yeah.
And
absolutely. I mean, it's the, you know, your situation with your kid's mom in the United States is similar to the situation like with mine. You know what I mean? I'm not going to talk about it, you know, publicly, but you know what I mean? Like, same situation, like, no matter how much like I dislike you or whatever the case is, like, there's no way like I can fathom having my son in your belly and dropping you off to another guy's house. Like, that's just that's wild work. I wow. That's just crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Never.
You know, so there was one story that, you know, there was one story that you talked about. I want to say it was either last year or the year before last, where the guy, he was dating a girl, and like, I guess his girlfriend had set him up, and like they took like all of his sneakers, like all of his jewelry. I don't know if you recall that story though.
Yeah, but man, there's so many stories like that. I mean, I know about 9 of those stories.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, the last one I could think of is the brother was living with the chick, and him and the girl, you know, got in an argument and whatnot. But this dude is crazy as hell now. And the thing is, the brother said, well, man, you know, I watched my channel. This is when I was really doing a lot of DR videos. I really don't do any DR videos now. But the guy, I remember he sent the girl, because he was like, man, I want to get a car. And he said, I'm gonna send he said, man, what do you think? I'm gonna send the girl some money to get a car. That way when I get there, I'm good. I said, listen, dude, just wait till you get here to get the car. You don't have to send her no money to get a freaking car.
Right.
And he's all in love. And he said, well, she could use it now, blah, blah, blah. So he, unbeknownst to me, he sent the girl some like $7,000 to get a car. The girl got a car, right? He comes down, he pulls up. Yo, man, I'm rolling, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, you came out here and got your car. He said, oh, no. He said, send old girl. He said, I told you, Taylor, man, everything is cool, brother. Everything is cool. Said, she got the car. We good. Not a problem. Got a crib. Moved it in. He had, at the time, he had, retired from the U.S., moved everything down to DRs, got his whole wardrobe, everything. Maybe 6-7 months go by, him and the girl having problems, right? Mm-hmm. This dude was heavily invested in Bitcoin, which I told him don't do that either. Diversify your portfolio, especially when Bitcoin was so speculative at the time. Anyway, man, when Bitcoin was at 70, rolled back down to 40. Then he invested with somebody, man. Anyway, the brother lost a lot of bread. So the brother's like, feeling all down and shit.
Yeah.
Him and the girl not getting along. So he decides, he calls me up. He's like, man, listen, I need to get away from her. I need to just get out of here for a minute. So I said, well, listen, brother, I got plenty of bedrooms. So you want to come and just crash for a night, not a problem. So he came and crashed, man. We talked, and then he started telling me about other shit, what's happening with her and the ex. He's like, man, I know she's still seeing this dude. He said, man, I'm just done. I'm just done. And he says, man, come help me grab some of my shit. I said, brother, let me pause you for a minute. Let me pause you. I said, listen, you can't move out a little bit of shit out your crib, because when you come back, your whole crib will be stripped. Everything, she's gonna take everything. So either you got to move it all, or you got to chill and deal with the situation that you got. Mm-hmm. Nah, man. Don't know her family live by us. Her family blah is up in here, there, and everywhere. I'm like, dude, soon as she see you pull one bag out, somebody is going from that building is going to call that chick and say, hey, your boyfriend is moving out. Brother ain't listened to me for the third time. So I take him over there, right? He grabs a couple of bags, grab some of his clothes, but left a lot of his shit because he couldn't take everything, right? So he left a lot of his sneakers, and he was a sneakerhead, right? This dude had like about 45 pair of sneakers. So he grabbed maybe 10 pair. And, he only had like 3 bags, and he's like, I'll come back and just grab the rest of this week. And I said, dude, I'm telling you, shit ain't gonna be here. Anyway, next day go by, man. I'm doing something. I'm up in Coastal Bar having fun. This guy calls me all frantic, man. The landlord just called me. The landlord just called me. The landlord just called me. Now he's at my crib, right, chilling, because he said, he's supposed to be on a flight like maybe 3 days later. And I'm like, what the landlord say? He says, man, the landlord asked me, was I leaving? Was I moving out? Because there's a truck in front of my crib and all the furniture's moving out. And I said, man, what did I tell you? What the fuck did I tell you? No, I promise this on everything I love. I'm asking the guy, what the fuck did I tell you? So I'm a little busy at the time, right? I'm like, brother, I'm going to get there as soon as I can, but I just can't drop everything, and run now. Because listen, I warned the brother. So, hey, your emergency ain't my goddamn problem.
Right.
So anyway, when I took care of what I need to take care of, ran over there, took a guy to the crib, nothing's in that motherfucker. Nothing was in there, motherfucker. Not a pot, not a spoon, not a fork, nothing. And this dude just, and now he's crying. Right? I mean, like boo-hooing crying. And I said, what did I tell you, bro? I said, man, listen, you have a non-listening problem. You have a man, that was my girl, man. I ain't think she'd do this shit to me. I said, bro, that wasn't your girl. That was somebody pretending to be your girl. And once you find out she was smashing somebody else, what the fuck? You should have just put her ass out. Right. And I'm like, well, listen, I said, at least get your car, right? At least get your car. He comes to find out because he wanted to go down to the police station, right? And I guess the police called her, said that he was going to tell her that, hey, she stole his car. She brought the car, but the car was brought in her name only. And I'm like, what? I said, you never checked to see if the car's in your fucking name? Are you kidding me? Yo, so this is the type of dumb shit brothers do when they go down there. And he's not a one-off. He's not a one-off. There's a million of those goddamn stories.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I just can't fathom. You give your lady or your supposed lady, if you will, you give her the money to buy a car. Wouldn't you want to make sure that the title is in your name?
Let me tell you something. I would not put that kind of money in any Dominican chica's hand. I don't care. The only woman matter of fact, the only woman that gets that kind of money is my daughter mom. And I'm talking about, to pay the rent, light, all that stuff, because I take care of everything for my daughter. And thank God I finally got it to get her mindset out the hood and move to a better place. But I take care of every fucking thing, right? And I tell her, if you want anything else, you got to get a job. But the lights is on, the food is there, the medical, my daughter medical, she got great medical. But anything else, you gotta pay, you gotta do yourself. And I don't let them call me with this, like I remember after my daughter turned 2 years old, my daughter mom called me and says, oh, I need money for formula, for baby formula. Right now, I've raised kids before. I'm like, hold on. So my daughter too. I said, what is she still drinking formula for? She got teeth.
Right. Yeah.
I said, no, hell no. Hell no.
Yeah,
and she was like,
formula supposed to be done after 8 months or something like that? Like when they start teething, I think.
Yeah, but it's usually between 12 and 16 months. You kind of wean them off.
Yeah,
but I wasn't really thinking about it. But when she called and hit me with that, I'm like, no. I said, they're like, oh well, this is what she wants that, and so I just want to give her what she wants. Now, that Enfamil, that shit is like $50 a can.